All right, DCMikeTV.com, right here with the great matchmaker and promoter?
Well, manager sometimes, yeah.
Okay, manager sometimes and long, great matchmaker, Don MAJESKI. How you doing today, sir?
Well, great to be here in Maryland Live for the fights tomorrow night.
All right, you came to Tony Jetta's cause a couple of times. I didn't know who you were until I seen a documentary on TV. Was it Christy Martin documentary?
It may have been, or it's probably about Jack Johnson, or likely somebody who fought 100 years ago, more positive. Sonny Liston a couple of times got called on him.
Yeah, I was sort of documentary. I said, wait a minute, I said, that guy was at Tony's card. And I called around, I was like, yo, who is this guy? They was like, Don MAJESKI. And I was like, oh, I did the research, and I said, okay. You've been matchmaking since 1971?
Yes, I've been around. Well, I started working selling programs and writing for boxing magazines late 60s. So started in 69 and 70 and started working in promoters from there on in.
Okay. Wow, so what matches have you matchmaked?
Well, I've worked for a lot of promoters over the years. Don King, when he first started, brought Carlos Monzon and Victor Galindez into the United States. And then I went to work for Butch Lewis for many years, with Michael Spinks, most of his world title fights, with Emmanuel student Tommy Hearns, put him in 7 different fights. Jeff Fennick, who became the super bantamweight and featherweight champion, a long history of those guys. Montreal, Lucien Boutte, and John Pascal. So over the course of, I'd say 50 years, there's a lot of boxing matches all around the world.
Yeah. How much has boxing changed since the 70s up until now?
Oh, a totally different world. It wouldn't even recognize it. I'm just doing this. Yeah, we guys go. Sure.
You okay? I'm sorry. I can stop.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
I'll see Pat in a second.
Okay, yeah. So, so you said boxing is totally different than it was back then?
It's totally different, yes. I mean, I came in an era where there were big live gates, and that was the majority of the money generated. You had TV and closed circuit, but the money was generated by the live gate, and that's changed a lot. Regional boxing, when I started in this business, Baltimore would have a show every single month, and New York would have a show 2-3 times a month, California, Los Angeles. They were running local cards. There was no Las Vegas to speak of, no Atlantic City to speak of, and that certainly changed the business.
Right. You come to Tony Jetta's cause a handful of times. I understand you're connected with the WBC, obviously. Jordan White, obviously, is the main event for tomorrow night. Did you see the weigh-in, or did you miss the weigh-in?
I just missed the weigh-in. My train, I missed 2 trains coming down, so I guess the weigh-in, I just made it for the end of the rules meeting. How did he come out in the weigh-in? I didn't have a chance to see.
I'll show you the weigh-in after this interview.
Oh, fantastic.
The weigh-in was crazy.
Oh my gosh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, big step up for him. He's a great prospect. I think he's going to be a world champion. It's a great area. DC, Baltimore area produced so many terrific fighters over the years, and I think he's going to be one of them. He's going right in the correct direction, with getting the U.S. title, and we'll see what happens after that.
And for those who don't know what we're talking about, we're obviously talking about Jordan Short Dog White. How did you get connected with Jordan, and what you see in him?
Well, it's through Tony Jetta, as a matter of fact. He asked me if I worked with a fighter, and I started a fight or 2 ago, and we started with the junior WBC title. Now he's graduated to the U.S. WBC title, and we're going to see what happens after this. Now he should be really ready to make his move up to fighting world-rated boxers after this. They sort of took a slower path than some of the other contemporary boxers, but I think his father did the right thing. He's letting him mature properly. He's not rushing him, not just chasing fast bucks and sacrificing his career for that. So I think this is a big graduation out there tomorrow.
Right. Obviously, you follow Jordan White. Who are some other fighters you like in today's time that's boxing?
Oh, I mean, there's so many. You want to start at the top, guys, of course, like Canelo and Tyson Fury. Those are great ones. But there's a fighter named Brandon Lee who came along around the same time.
I know Brandon.
He's 140 pounds undefeated. And Devin Haney, they all came out about the same class. Devin got there a little bit early. He won the lightweight title, or a version of it. Brandon's sort of on the brink, and I think Jordan's a little bit behind. But as I said, I think that's by intention, not by accident.
Right. What do you think of Gervonta Tank Davis?
Oh, sensational. He's really great. As I said, there's so much talent in this area, and it shows when you fight locally. Drew 13,000 people last time he boxed here, and so you can bring fighters back to drawing big crowds if they fight the right opposition and they stay the course and build up with better fighters each time they go in the ring.
Right. Tony has a great spot here at the Maryland Live Casino. I think the capacity, I want to say 5,000 to 4,900, something like that. He does, he sells it out. He does good numbers. It seems like the only thing missing is a network. You know more about the networks and how, they can get on board with promoters.
Well,
you know,
you asked me earlier what was changed, and again, when I started, you could go to CBS, you could go to NBC or ABC and sell an individual fight. They weren't locked up with any one promoter. Now it's basically the promoter and the network are one in the same zone as with Eddie Hearn, Golden Boy exclusively. PBC has Fox and Showtime almost exclusively, and Top Rank has their output deal with ESPN. So to get on a major network, aside from say, Showbox or one of the lesser outlets, you just it's an impossibility. You have to really create your own. Maybe the future is having your own streaming service, your own pay-per-view, where you become the network yourself, which is the case of those, 4 big promoters. They, in fact, are the network.
Okay, I got you. All right, right here with the great matchmaker, Don Majewski. Don, thank you for the interview, and nice to finally meet you, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Well, I don't know how great I am, but it's great being with you. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
No problem. Thank you.
Okay.